The journey to Uganda's independence. Introduction. Uganda, known as the Pearl of Africa, was under British colonial rule for over half a century before attaining independence on October 9, 1962. The road to self-governance was paved with resistance, political awakening, and the determination of Ugandans to chart their own destiny. This story explores the key events, figures, and struggles that led Uganda to freedom. The arrival of colonial rule. Uganda came under British influence in the late 19th century, primarily due to European explorers and missionaries. By 1894, Britain had declared Uganda a protectorate, asserting control over its governance, economy, and social systems. The British administration introduced cash crops like cotton and coffee, built infrastructure, and established political structures that favored indirect rule through traditional leaders. However, colonial rule also sowed the seeds of resistance, as Ugandans began to experience economic exploitation and political subjugation. The rise of nationalism. As the 20th century progressed, the spirit of nationalism began to take root in Uganda. Educated elites, inspired by the struggles for independence in other parts of Africa, started to demand political reforms. The formation of political parties such as the Uganda National Congress, UNC, in 1952, and the Democratic Party, DP, in 1954, reflected the growing desire for self-rule. Notable figures like Ignatius Musazi and Benedicto Kiwanuka led movements advocating for political representation and an end to colonial rule. Struggles and reforms. In response to increasing pressure, the British government introduced constitutional reforms in the 1950s, allowing Ugandans to participate in governance. The 1958 and 1961 elections marked key milestones in Uganda's political journey. Benedicto Kiwanuka of the Democratic Party became Uganda's first chief minister in 1961, symbolizing the shift towards self-governance. However, tensions between ethnic groups and political parties made the transition to independence complex and contested. The path to independence. The turning point came with the 1962 general elections, where the Uganda People's Congress, UPC, led by Milton Obote, formed a coalition government with the Buganda-based Kabaka Kiwe Party. This alliance paved the way for Uganda's independence on October 9, 1962. On this historic day, the Union Jack was lowered, and the Ugandan flag was raised, marking the end of British colonial rule. The newly independent nation faced the challenge of uniting a diverse population while forging a national identity. Conclusion and legacy. Uganda's independence was a significant achievement, but it came with challenges including political rivalries and governance issues. Milton Obote became Uganda's first prime minister, setting the stage for a new chapter in the country's history. The struggle for independence remains an important chapter in Uganda's identity, serving as a reminder of the sacrifices made by nationalists. Today, Uganda continues to navigate its post-independence journey, striving for democracy, development, and unity among its people.